In this short video, I'm going to take you through 5 formulas you really need to know in Excel. This is designed for people who haven't used Excel much. So I'm going to take you through these couple of formulas. Hopefully they're helpful to you. If they are, like and subscribe. So the first one is the sum formula. Now, what you'll notice in Excel is there's often multiple ways to do things. So one way to do the sum formulas, if I go to the home ribbon. So you can see here, this is my toolbar along the top, and I've got home, insert, draw. So insert is the ribbon, home is the ribbon. So just that's some terminology you'll hear people using with Excel. So if I go to the home ribbon, go all the way to the right, I've got an option here, auto sum. So if I just select that, you'll see now that Excel has created a formula. It's gone equal sum, which is a sum formula. It's assumed I want to sum everything in this data range. So it's gone to the very top of the spreadsheet to cell D2, all the way to the bottom. So if I just return, that gives me a sum of everything in that data range. I can do that manually. So if I go equals sum, open bracket, use Control Shift and up, close bracket. So to select all that data, I just went Control Shift and the up arrow, and that brought me to the top of the data set. So that's everything that I want to include in that sum formula. To do the average, I've got 2 options. So the first option is I can start to type the formula. I go equals average. What you'll notice is once I start typing the word equal, Excel is now looking for a formula, recognizes I'm going to type a formula, and it'll prompt me. So you can see the prompts there are available to me. So average is there as a prompt. I'm going to double click on that average, and it opens up the formula for me. So now Excel is asking, what do you want to include in the average? So if I go Control up, that'll bring me to the top of my data range. Go Control Shift and down, that'll bring me to the last cell, and then I'll close my bracket. So that's a quick way to do that. I've just used the Control Shift and up to get to the top of my data set, Control Shift and down to get to the bottom. So that's the average. The next one I'd like to talk about is count. So count is going to be the exact same as the 2 formulas that I've done previously. So I'm going to type Control equals again, count, open bracket, Control Shift and up, Control Shift and down, close bracket. So now I've got a count. So I could see there the sum of my range, the average of my range, and then the count of it. The next formula is a little bit more advanced, but it is a very helpful formula. It's one that I would use on a regular basis. So this is sum if. So I'm just going to start by typing my equals again. Go sum if. I'm going to open the bracket. So the first thing that it's asking is, where am I going to find this information? So what's my range? So I'd like to have my sum if based on occupation and salary. So I'm going to select my occupation column and salary column. The next thing I'm going to give Excel is my criteria. So what am I looking for in that range that I've just specified? So what information do I want to search? So I'm going to say midwife. I'd like to know what a midwife's salary is. And then I'll put a comma in. And now Excel is asking, where do I find the numbers? So what am I going to sum? So again, I need to just go back to the very top of the data range. I'm going to select column D, go to the bottom of the data range, and now I'm going to close that bracket. So you can see now that it's returning a value of 192,265 for the midwife. Now, what we can do is we could just test that if we want. And in order to test that, what we would do is we'd put in a filter. I'm going to filter here, filter on occupation. I'm going to type in midwife. And you can see only one midwife comes up there. So if I go OK, I can see we only have one midwife in that data range, and that's the amount that's coming back. So that is returning the value. So that formula is correct. Clear that. And then the next formula we're going to show is a count if. So again, this is quite helpful. Now in this data range, we only have one instance of a medical assistant, but you could have a range, very long range of data, and you might want to know how many medical assistants are within that range. So again, we'll just put equals to open up the bracket. Going to go count if, open bracket, what is my range? Go to the top, Shift Control and down. It's going to select everything. Going to put a comma because that is the range that I want to look at. I don't need to look at anything else. I'm going to tell the criteria. So criteria is going to be the medical assistant. That's what I want to return. And then I'm going to close the bracket. So you can see there the range that I selected, there's only one instant of a medical assistant. Again, I can check that because I've got my filter in. So if I just type in the word medical, and we just have one medical assistant. So we can see that that formula has worked correctly. That count of one is correct. That's everything that we have in the range. So there are a couple of formulas, 5 formulas that are basic formulas, but really very helpful. And if you're working with any data in Excel, it's important to know at least those formulas. So hopefully that's of help for you. If it is, do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.